all your magic. I disappear from view, and I can't get over, can't get over you. Still I call it magic. You're such a precious jewel.
Sorry, Simon. There's two
And I don't, and I don't, and I don't, and I don't.
doesn't have your.
No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't want anybody else but you. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't. No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't want anybody else but you. Wanna fall, I fall so far. I wanna fall, I fall so hard,
How about now?
and I call it magic, and I call it true. I call it And if you were to ask me, after all that we've been through, still believe in magic? Well, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Of course I do.
How about now? Is it better? It's still static.
Yeah, honestly, it's like the static is terrible. You sound like you're underwater. I suggest you maybe jump off and rejoin because I don't know what this is doing, but it's really bad.
Right now? Right now, is it better? Still the same.
It's the same. Literally, it's the same. I think whatever's happened, you probably need to jump off and jump back on again.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Any issues here? Any issues at all? Right now?
Call it magic,
It's the same, honestly. Like the sound quality. is the
call it true.
same. I mean, I can record it so you can hear it, but literally
Call it
it's
magic
underwater.
when I'm with you. And I just got broken into two.
Yeah, strange because
Still I
when
call
they hear
it
it from outside,
magic
it's fine. So
when I'm next to you.
when they hear outside, it's fine. So
Now I see that.
was it true that you didn't?
And I don't, and I don't, and I don't, and I don't. No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no,
Right
I
now, it's
don't
like static.
want anybody else but you. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't.
You must have.
No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't want anybody else but you.
Can't really open two things at the same time on the computer. It doesn't work. Maybe it's like a vape.
Call it
It's strange because
magic.
from outside, it's quite okay. Just
Cut
not
me
test
into
it out.
Tell you
two.
what, give me a sec. I'm going to record you and post it to the Telegram group.
And with all your magic,
Yeah. Right, okay. Tell you
I
what.
disappear from view.
And let me share this and record this. So you
Sure.
And I can't get
Okay, how about now?
over.
can just talk.
Can you hear me? because when we
Yes,
on our end it sounds fine. Let me just test.
yes, I
But
do.
what if we go on live? The same issue. Because you don't have to Google Meet.
Of course I do.
Because if you join both, okay, Simon, can you go to the other one? You mute this and then you open the other one. Does that change for you? The other link. Yeah, because for Gala, when we did this, for other times when we did this, we had like 3 or 4 Google Meets on, but there wasn't any issue with the sound. Over here, it's quite okay too.
Call it magic. Call it true. I call it magic when I'm with you. And I just got broken into two. Still I call it magic when I'm next to you. And I don't, and I don't, and I don't, and I don't. No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't want anybody else but you. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't. No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't want anybody else but you. Call it magic.
Simon, can you hear me from the other side?
Cut me into two.
Can hear you, can hear you.
And with all
Yeah,
your
let's do static.
magic,
That's static this time.
I disappear from view. And I can't get
From our side, it's fine.
over.
Can you just confirm whether the call is still live?
Can't get over you.
You want me to log on to Coin?
Still I call it magic.
Call is still live.
You're such a precious jewel.
Because from our side, it sounds fine. So,
And I don't, and I don't, and I don't, and I don't.
Out of time.
No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't
but
want anybody else but you. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't. No, I don't, it's true. I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't want anybody else but you. Wanna fall, I fall so far. I wanna fall, I fall so hard. And I call it magic, and I call it true. I call it
Yep. Let's get on in. Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, welcome to our live session. Sorry for the long delay. We have the pleasure of having Simon again here once more. So apologies for the previous time when we had the technical difficulty last week, but I think it's a pleasure to have Simon again, and apologies for the slight delay. So today what's going to happen is basically we're going to kickstart the AMA session. We have our guest to introduce himself. We have some planned questions, and from there we will kick on the live session. Okay, so Simon, the first question, can you just introduce the project and the team that we are working with in Baanx? Okay, we are live. Simon, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Great. So, yep, apologies for the delay. We are live now. And I think we have the pleasure of having you again for the second time since last week. There were some technical issues, so apologies to our viewers for that. So, right now, what's going to happen is we're going to kickstart the AMA session. We'll have you introduce yourself, and from there, we'll have some questions that you will answer. So to start off, Simon, can you just introduce the founder, which is yourself and the team?
Sure, yeah, I'm Simon Jones. I'm the co-founder and CEO of BXX Foundation. We're a remote team of around 50 people. We're mainly based in the UK, and a few people in Europe and the US. Prior to founding the project, advisor strategist for a number of crypto projects, mainly in the Solana ecosystem. Background prior to joining BXX, I was a VC fund manager, strategist at a major tech company, and prior to that I worked in finance. Across the team we have a wide range of experience in crypto, payments, tech, and of course building products, including Ledger CL Card, Tether CL Card, and our newest project, which is the Opera browser crypto wallet.
Right, nice. Nice to know that. So moving on, just wanted to understand, how did you and the team come up with this idea? Because like how I met you, you were part of a really successful project. So did that actually kind of inspire you guys to come and do this together?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, basically we realized a long time ago that crypto is the future. But right now, there's a lot of points of friction in that system. And what I mean by that is, when you actually want to go and use your crypto assets, how do you make them usable in the real world? And how do you give the benefits of decentralization to users in real world scenarios? And this led us really to believe that there are a lot of issues in terms of how things function, how they flow, and that we need a better solution for that. And we realized that basically didn't exist. So that was basically why we built Baanx and BXX, because what we wanted to do was really give users the benefit of self-custody, allowing users to effectively be their own bank and take control of that end-to-end financial journey. And so effectively, we decided that what we needed to do was, not just create products that made things work for people, but also create products that effectively made that journey easier for people and gave them those benefits of decentralization. So really the core kind of focus of this is how do you reward people for being their own bank.
Awesome. And I think that's really important because for our users, as CoinStore itself, what we try to do most of the time is to go to places where we kind of identified it as an emerging market, and we know that these users would be excited to know that they can take control of their financial journey. So can you just share a bit more about the token utility of Baanx? Just maybe a brief introduction of how it works.
Yeah, sure. So BXX is the governance token, and we're launching a layer 2 protocol later this year, which we're working on at the moment. So the whole principle is that it generates income as users use it. So for each fee, a proportion of those fees gets distributed back to the protocol. And it sends that income back to token holders. It's 100% funded by transaction fees. So what that means is that ultimately, in a lot of instances, it's actually merchants or other people paying those fees. And it gives discounts on borrowing and lending across leading platforms such as Ledger and Tezos. So, effectively, you've got kind of 30 different platforms that we work with at the moment, where we're utilised in some way, shape or form as the reward token. And that means that people get discounts on fees, borrowing, lending, interest rates, and additional interest free. Plus, they obviously get the ability in future to vote on the governance of the protocol. So really, the whole principle was that we kind of created this pool of fees that we could show that flow back to wallet holders. So I think what's unique about that is it's a token that both earns you money and also can save you money at the same time, and it can do it across multiple platforms. So we think that's basically unique.
Right, great. And I know that there's a burning mechanism as well. So care to share more about that, the burning mechanism?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that we get asked about a lot. So we're committed to using 10% of all income generated as burning token. And as we grow, obviously that number really becomes quite interesting because there's only 250 million BXX, which, if you think about that in the context of, we've got 1.1 million users kind of cross-platform at different statuses, either signed up or onboarded. Each transaction should earn some BXX. So actually, funny enough, doesn't require a huge number of transactions per user. Actually, for the BXX burn to become quite big. So what we really wanted to do with BXX was for it to be a premium token the users really want to hold in their wallet because of the benefits, but also over time it becomes rarer. And going into 2023, we intend to burn a lot of tokens this year.
Nice. Yeah, that's very pleasing to hear because as a token holder, I think that's what we want to know for every project. So just talk to me a little bit more about where you think that this project is going to be very big in. Are you guys more global, or like are you guys focusing at specific regions at present? Like which are the markets that you guys want to gain more customers, more users, more partners? Where will they be?
Absolutely. So look, I mean, we're global. That's the principle. Currently, we're live in the UK and Europe. We're onboarding users. We're getting roughly 50,000 users in the last 3 months. As I said, we've got over 1 million users who signed up and we're onboarding them. Next stop really is America, and then after that it's the rest of the world. So hopefully we'll be live in America in the next few months. And then obviously it'll be Middle East, Asia thereafter.
Nice. We are looking forward for basically global expansion. So, talking about the competitiveness of Baanx, right? What do you think would be something that really stands out for you guys? Compared to some of your nearest competitors.
I mean, I think the biggest one really, we've got over 30 unique partnerships with some of the largest platforms in crypto, including Ledger, Opera, Tezos, 1inch, and Reef. And these are long-term partners that we're building, the next generation of crypto products for millions of users with. And I think actually what's unique about us is that, we have this depth of partnership, but also, we were in so many different platforms with so many different leading partners, that really makes life interesting.
I see. So, just want to know, because when you mentioned that you guys have partners like Tezos and so on, are there like more exciting things that you can share with our users in terms of like more exciting partnerships, or like maybe what's your milestones or your future plans?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think we're due to launch some product with Opera later in the year, which I think is really exciting because obviously Opera has 350 million monthly active users. We're targeting really to grow at least at 1 million daily active users, which I think, by linking together all the different elements of both crypto, but also effectively self-custody and enabling people to be their own bank, that's actually quite achievable, which, for context, puts us into the same level of use as something like BNB Chain. And then in 2023, we're moving a whole bunch of activity on chain. And that will help us grow product ranges across lending, borrowing, and spending, buy now, pay later, spot, OTC, and derivatives. So we've got a lot planned, but obviously, equally, a lot of that is planned towards the whole idea of how do you create that end-to-end journey, i.e. the ability to earn money and save money at the same time. But also, if you think about that, the more items that we add, the more fees that we generate, and the more of those fees that we distributed back to token holders.
Okay, wow. When I heard buy now, pay later, I think that's something that it's pretty exciting because That is something that we haven't really seen in the market yet. So having that coming out soon, I think even I will use it. Some of our users as well, I believe. So just wanted to know, because most of the time people talk about success stories, but could you possibly share with us some of the errors or maybe some of the challenges faced by your team when you guys are coming up with Baanx?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the core challenge we faced really, I suppose, is the same as a lot of teams, which is bridging between Web 2 and Web 3. Because Web 2 is slow and it takes a lot of work to get banks, card schemes, and various providers to support you. It took us years to really get to where we are now in terms of just, there was a point where people just said no to crypto. But now, having worked through that, we are the only crypto program manager that's actually got a direct deal with MasterCard. And it's been well worth the journey because there's lots of things that we can do, like, for example, putting cards into non-custodial wallets where people can go and spend their crypto in real world, which other people just can't do. So I think, as the world moves from kind of Web 2, traditional finance, to Web 3, we're really at the front of the movement.
I see, great. And when you speak with deals like Mastercard and things like that, I'm sure, like, based on your experience, your team's experience with like working in financial institution really helps. So let's get a bit more personal. I know we see things like BXX Foundation, we see things like Baanx, we see things like BXX Plus. But what does your role as the CEO of BXX Foundations and BXX Plus, like what do you do on your day-to-day, and what does your role entail?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's funny when you get asked this one, you always sit there and think to yourself, actually, what do I do all day? Um, but I mean, right now, I think no day is the same, and frankly, I like that. So really, I spend my time working between building, designing and creating product, but also selling product and working with the team to develop the project. So, if I give you a good example, would be yesterday where, I started the day on a technical call with a layer one protocol, talking about what we could build on them. Then I went through the day with some internal calls, had another call with our internal development team early afternoon where we were talking about build cycle for a project we're working on. Then I had a call with a key client about what we're going to do around product launches and where we're going to schedule those. And then, kind of finish the day working across my team and working on some teasers for the new brand that we're launching in the next couple of weeks. It's really kind of pretty full on. I mean, if you can think of something that you deal with in crypto, whether that's be talking to providers, whether that be talking to customers, build, marketing, it's really the whole picture. And frankly, I quite like that. But what's really interesting is that I really enjoy the fact at the moment that there's a lot of things we're working on where we're talking about, let's move this on chain, and lots of people are basically like, we're either the first to do that or the first to try it, and that's really a great motivator as to why we do what we do. There are some times when we get to talk to people and talk about what we're doing, and they're really excited by it. So it's kind of a great motivation to get up. And frankly, right now, it's a really interesting year going into 2023 for us because we've got so many projects and products and partners that we're going live with this year that it's pretty full on. So effectively, it's a really great motivator to get up in the morning and do my job.
Amazing. And I think, like, the users hearing this on a live stream right now would really love to know that, like, as the CEO himself, this is something that really drives you guys to have more interesting products to come out. And I believe that this is really something of like a core element when it comes to knowing which projects that we can really, take a look at deeper. So I think in terms of the users that we have, there are definitely some who are maybe budding entrepreneurs or maybe aspiring project owners themselves. Going back to, the day one of your developments, is there anything that you would have done differently with Baanx?
I mean, look, I think we'd love to have gone on chain earlier. From our perspective, we always wanted to be on chain, and by that I mean on chain in terms of both transactional activity and also visibility. Because I think if you look at the whole principles of crypto and blockchain, really that's where we should be. However, what we needed to do was build in the kind of TradFi world first. There's just certain things that, if you went to, for example, a card scheme and said, I want to build this and I want to build this on chain a few years ago, they wouldn't have understood it, so they would have said no to it. So we needed to kind of tick that box first and get people comfortable. And we'd like to have gone faster, but really it wasn't our choice, because if we wanted to create that infrastructure and to succeed and make it worthwhile, then we had to start in the traditional model and build out from there. And I think obviously like last year, if you look at kind of some of our competitors like Celsius and Voyager, I think if you saw what went wrong there, actually a lot of the problems were a lack of transparency and allowing people to do things they shouldn't have been able to do with assets. And for us, I think, we would like to have perhaps got there earlier in terms of being able to show people what we're actually doing. But equally, we're there now. And I think, one of the big issues when you're trying to build projects from scratch and do things for the first time is that question of kind of what's interesting and what goes first. And perhaps if we answer that question today, we'd answer it differently to how we would have done a few years ago. But overall, I don't think we've made any major mistakes, but I think we should have gone on chain. We should have done it faster.
Nice. I'm sure that everyone makes mistakes from time to time, but it's always about how we can rectify it, how we can, do better moving forward from there. So with your wealth of experience, as well as the team's experience, knowing that you guys could have gone on chain earlier, it is something refreshing in my personal point of view. So I think basically the users are quite excited right now. I'm just looking at the chat box. People are starting to ask a bit of questions, and it's starting to warm up. So if it's okay with you, Simon, let's try to handpick some of these questions that we can actually start giving away some of the rewards that we have prepared for them. Is that okay with you?
That's fine with me. Yeah. Thanks, Clement.
All right. So one of the questions being picked would be from, let's see, who is the lucky winner? Right. So Meditative Minds question for you would be, what are the long-term goal for Baanx? Or let me rephrase this. What is the long-term goal right now for Baanx?
Sure. I mean, look, I think for us, it's very, very simple, right? If you look back at the history of time, why did people start with things like a bank account, right? Well, people started with a bank account because they didn't want to leave their money in their houses because they thought that they might get robbed, or But now, actually, increasingly, that world has moved digital. The point of my question is, do you need a bank? So what we want to do really is, by using digital skills and blockchain technology, enable people to be their own bank, right? And what that looks like, is that you not only become your own bank in the sense that, you have your own device. So, for example, right here I've got my ledger, which I have linked to my card. I can spend my crypto in store today, directly from my device. I'm my own bank. The next phase of that, though, is taking back those different parts, because there's a lot of money made in the world, by people like Google and various other people, through things like advertising, through things like affiliate links, through various other things. What we want to do is actually start giving that income back to users. So that ultimately what you end up with is a more rewarding journey where you get more benefits, because actually, rather than someone like Google being the people who get paid to bring you to the store, you get paid by that merchant, incentivized directly by that merchant to attend somewhere or to do something. And I think, building a set of benefits and products that really give people more, is the key to driving the future of finance and the future of crypto and the future of self-custody.
Yeah. So let me just summarize. Basically, what you're just saying is that you're empowering everyone to be their own bank, and basically giving them the power to just earn from their transactions and being their own product itself, being their own financial institution. So I think the second question, if we still have some time with you, would
Sure.
be in terms of the technology that BXX has, how is it different from some of the existing projects that we see in the crypto space? How are you guys, even like in terms of the technology, right? How strong is it that you guys are in terms of where you are right now?
I mean, I think what's interesting with us was we started off with kind of 30 underlying integrations, right, with different platforms. And then we built out from there. So what we did, if you look at kind of the traditional model of how people build, a lot of people kind of build technology and then try and find users. We found users, then we built the technology around it. So I think what's unique with us is that we start with that kind of 30 pieces of integration with different platforms, as I said earlier, including Ledger, Tezos, Opera, 1inch, Reef, Kinesis, etc. But then we build out from there and we start to plug those gaps. So ultimately, the technology layer that we built, you can have end-to-end, on-chain, fully transactional, fully visible. So effectively, we're driving that technology that enables customer choice, but also, we already have the depth of partnerships to be able to say that, we can actually deliver this. And I think that's probably the big differentiator.
Got it. So more focusing on end-to-end deliverables.
Exactly. And I'm not sure that, to be honest with you, we really have any people who compete on that basis. I'm not sure that anybody can do, cards, IBANs, crypto, fiat, the ability to spend anywhere in the world, the ability to borrow, the ability to lend, the ability to earn, and all these other features all in one product and one sign up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we do see some people who are trying to come up with like card payments or crypto payments, or like, just trying to come up with some of the products that you guys have, but nothing as comprehensive as what you guys have, which I think brings me to probably the last question of the day, unless you have some more time to answer quite a few of them.
I can do a few more. I can do, what have we done? Two. I'll do five.
You could do five,
We've
right?
done
So the third
three,
question
yeah.
of the day, which I think ties into the previous, answer that you have, is from Chris Zubison. Basically, his question is: are there plans to meet with different countries' regulations as Baanx is going to be an international brand, or like, how do you guys see yourself? Just trying to make sure that you are in line with all the regulations with different countries as of this moment in time.
Absolutely. And, obviously, regulation and being regulated is obviously a big challenge, generally in crypto assets, right? So at the moment, we are regulating by the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK. We also have an EMI agency in Europe, which gives us effectively the ability to operate across Europe. We're also a shareholder in and an affiliate of the US federal bank, which enables us to operate under a banking license in the US for various forms of lending, which is obviously great. And as we build out, generally we tend to build from a point of view of saying regulated, we have to be regulated first, because we want to be able to offer products to consumers in a way that we're not restricted and we're not breaking the law. So generally speaking, we work both directly and through our partners with a range of regulators, so that ultimately everything we do, we know is being done properly, and we can evidence that to people. And I think we were actually one of the first people, for example, in the UK to get a crypto asset services license. But actually, we shouldn't, as crypto operators, we shouldn't be scared of regulation. We should actually try and shape it and embrace it and build technology solutions that actually take away that friction. So one of the big things we're working on this year is decentralized digital identity, so that once we've verified users' identities and various other things, we can then start to make that a usable credential in other platforms. And actually, again, that will start to really show the benefits of the technology that we're using, because some people don't like KYC. I mean, frankly, nobody likes it, right? But it's something we have to do. But the ability to, example, verify the user, provide them with a credential that they can then use across other platforms that accept the quality of our KYC processes, should actually make life easier in the longer term by using technology to solve problems.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's the most important, right? I mean, we are in the world of crypto, so well, regulations definitely has to come and play at some point of time. I think what's most important for us is the decentralization of the whole thing. I think we need to keep the essence of that. So I think that leads me to the next question. So let's see who's number 4. Okay, the question from Liu Zi. What is Baanx strategy for building a strong community? Do you agree that the power of community will lead your project to develop stronger?
Absolutely. I mean, I think in crypto, community and number of wallet holders really, to me, is always the key metric, because I think number of active users, number of monthly active users, number of transactions really is what dictates whether we're a successful project or not. And from our perspective, we from our perspective, sorry, I've just from our perspective, those types of factors are really important. So what we've tried to do really with our community, and actually, please feel free to join. I think the links will be posted on here to the Telegram chat and various other things. What we tried to do really is embrace the community and also involve the community. And that was actually one of the core steps for us in deciding that we were going to pivot in terms of governance towards, for example, being an L2 protocol, because then of course people can have a direct say. But we run a lot of different things in terms of competitions. We run different things in terms of the ability to give feedback on product, the ability to interact with the team, and also we like to have a bit of fun. So just before Christmas, we appointed a chief meme officer whose job is to create memes for us, who's actually a community member. And we like to kind of get members as involved as possible. And if you do come across and join our community, obviously we'd love to see you. But you will find that myself and some of the team frequently chat in our chat and interact with people. So right now, we try to be as accessible as possible. We try to have a bit of fun, and we try to kind of encourage people to come along that journey with us. And fortunately, a lot of people in our community are not just our customers, but also their token owners. And really what we're trying to do over time is transition that community from not being a customer, not being a community member, but actually being an owner of the project, somebody who has an interest in it. And I think that's really how we win together.
Yeah, sounds good. And I think for every successful project, they definitely have to create a strong community. And it's really, reassuring and really nice to hear that even yourself, you are going into the community chats and just basically talking to people in the community. I think that would only make your community get stronger and stronger because the core team is involved in the community building itself. So, which brings me to the last question, if it's okay with you, Simon. The last question of the day. Are you ready for it? So, the last question from Little Pin. Do you guys consider community feedback and requests during the creation of some of your other products in order to expand on fresh idea for your project?
Absolutely, yeah, and generally, we welcome it, because I think there's two elements. I mean, one, first and foremost, some of the ideas that we receive from community members based on feedback, have actually been really helpful. But two, I think sometimes trying to actually explain that journey to people in terms of for example, one of the questions we get asked quite a lot is why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Right? And we're like, look, we'd love to be able to do that, but we can't do that because of rules that are set by other people around especially in the TradFi world. So actually being able to explain that to people and kind of take people on that journey helps us both learn, but also helps us share information and knowledge with other people about how the world operates. And I think that's always a good thing. And generally speaking, I think whenever you build a product, it's always a mistake, or to actually build it and then just give it to people and say use it. I think you need to get people's feedback, because sometimes, decisions that we've made as a team make perfect sense to us, but then when people start using it, we see people doing the same things and actually creating the same issue. And therefore, generally speaking, we need to eliminate that by design and make that product better. So, always welcome feedback, always welcome constructive feedback. And ultimately, I think, when people tell us that they would like the ability to do something, that's actually where some of the best product ideas have come from. Because we sit there and we say, well, actually, we could do that. And the way we could do that is as follows. And it's actually not that hard for us because we've already done this bit. And that bit was the hard bit. So, yeah, absolutely. Good question. Thank you.
Right. Okay. I guess that sums up 5 questions that we have. And there's still some questions pouring in the chat, but I don't think we have any more time for that. So for everyone else who is tuning into this live stream, if you guys have any more questions for Simon and his team, please join their Telegram group chat. Please join their social media handles. And from here on out, I would like to really thank Simon for coming on to our CoinStore Live. Any parting words, Simon?
No, I'd just say that first and foremost, thank you very, very much for having me. Thank you for all the questions. Apologies we couldn't answer them all. But we do frequently do AMAs and various other forms of interaction. So if you join our Telegram chat, hopefully you get a chance next time. Just wanted to say thank you for having me. Thank you for listening in. I hope that was interesting to people. And ultimately, Happy New Year. Happy New Year of the Rabbit, I believe, to some people who'll be listening and watching this today.
Thanks so much, Simon. And thank you so much again for your time and your patience as well. And we would like to thank all our users for tuning in to our CoinStore Live once more. And we hope to see you guys soon.
Thanks. Take care. Have a great day.